How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I bring you a story so shocking, so surprising, you can knock me over with a feather. And you see the headline over my left-hand shoulder. Orlando nightclub shooter's father was a secret FBI informant, officials reveal. Now, this picture right here, I did a video where I highlighted this picture, and if I can find that, I'll put that somewhere in the description box below. But I did a video featuring this picture, and you see what it says. If you don't know about the Orlando nightclub, that was a guy, Omar Mateen. It was alleged that he was going to this nightclub, which was a gay club for a while. He was a Muslim. He was battling with his sexuality, and he decided to go into the nightclub one day and unfortunately kill 50 people in there with a gun he was able to get in the club some kind of way. Now, this is the guy's father. This guy's been spotted at a Hillary Clinton event. I'm not sure if this was before or after. I think it was after the shooting in Pulse. So I don't know why he was there. There's a picture, and if I could find that, I'll place that on the screen before you, of this guy, Omar Mateen's father, right behind Hillary Clinton while she was talking. And you see this banner that he has in his hands. It says, Hillary Clinton makes the biggest investment since World War II, good for national security. Ex-CIA Chief Morrell, Hillary told the truth about Benghazi and gun control laws. So this is somebody that is a Hillary Clinton supporter and also a longtime FBI informant. Now, my question before we even get into the article, isn't it a conflict of interest if he's an FBI informant or was an FBI informant and at the same time publicly endorsing Hillary Clinton? Must you do that if you're an FBI informant? I'm not quite sure if that's a conflict of interest or not. If you know about that, please let me know in the comments below. But let's get into the article and see what it says. The Orlando nightclub terrorist's dad was a secret FBI informant for more than a decade, prosecutors revealed, prompting questions about whether authorities may have missed warning signs leading up to the massacre. Now, I got to talk about this for a moment. Right when I saw the headline of this article, right when I saw this news come across my desk, I immediately thought about the Parkland, Florida shooter, Nicholas Cruz. He had been alerted to the FBI at least once, maybe twice, and then the local police in his area had been called to his home 30 or 40 times. Over 30, close to 40 times, yet nothing was done. No intervention was had. He was just allowed to pretty much just roam free. Now, I'm not saying he should be locked up for suspicion, but surely something must happen if you are giving warnings about the same person over and over again on a local level and a federal level. So I'm not saying the FBI is intentionally doing these things to promote mass shootings, to allow mass shootings to happen. What I think is going on here is either it's a coincidence, number one, or number two, the FBI is not really doing their job. And if they are doing their job, they're not doing it very effectively. But let's get back to the article. The news disclosed Saturday to lawyers representing the Pulse nightclub shooter's wife, Noor Salman, and her own terrorism case related to the attack also led to immediate calls by the defense for a mistrial. I remember that right after the shooting happened, it started to get on the wife and question her to see what's going on. Seddique Mateen, who was a father, was an FBI confidential human source at various points in time between January 2005 and June 2016. Now, let's stop right there. June 2016 is when the Pulse nightclub attack happened, where the guy right here, Omar Mateen, where he killed 50 people in the club. That's when that happened. So why did his time as an FBI confidential informant end in June 2016? And also, what was he actually giving the FBI as far as his sources? Like, what information did he give the FBI? That's what I want to know. And they say at various times between January 05 and June 2016. Well, at what times was he an informant and why was he an informant? That's what I want to know. But I digress. Let's get back to the article. A 31-year-old Salman is accused of obstruction of justice as FBI agents say she lied to them in the hours after the Pulse nightclub attack and charges of aiding and abetting Mateen's allegiance to ISIS. And that is the wife, Noor Salman, right over there on the left. They're saying that she was assisting in the whole situation. She wasn't just an innocent person that was there and didn't know what was going on. Sweeney's letter said During a search of Seddique Mateen's home in June 2016, investigators found receipts for money transfers to Turkey and Afghanistan in the months leading up to the horrific attack at the Orlando gay nightclub, which left 49 people dead. As a result of the discovery of these receipts, an FBI investigation into Seddique Mateen was opened. The letter reportedly said Seddique Mateen has not been informed by the FBI about the investigation. Now, here's my question. Why did the FBI not see anything before this? If you are in close contact with Seddique Mateen's father, Omar Mateen, as a confidential informant, how was it that you never saw any kind of signs of his son engaging in some kind of terrorist activity? Shouldn't you know that? If you have somebody that is a confidential informant, shouldn't you know about their immediate family? I mean, you have to know about the person's immediate family. How could you miss something like that? It's a big ball drop. The same way it was a ball drop when you're talking about the Nicholas Cruz case, which was the Parkland, Florida shooting. He had been, again, alerted to the FBI at least once, maybe twice, and they did nothing. So what's really going on? The letter also stated that in November 2012, an anonymous tip indicated Mateen was seeking to raise up to $100,000 in donations to contribute toward an attack on the Pakistani government, the lawyers wrote. Salman's attorneys argued that the revelations have a significant impact on the ongoing court proceedings. And that is a picture of the Post nightclub right there after the attack. And you can see that they have FBI right here collecting evidence. Now, I don't know what kind of evidence they found here, but I'm pretty sure if they were to just look a little bit closer at their own people who they talk to on a regular basis, the confidential informants, then maybe they find more evidence there than they would going to a place after the fact. I'm just saying, but I digress. And the article continues. It is apparent from the government's belated disclosure that Ms. Salman has been defending a case without a complete set of facts and evidence that the government was required to disclose, a court document said. If the government had provided this information, the defense would have investigated whether a tie existed between Seddique Mateen and his son, specifically whether Mateen's father was involved in or had foreknowledge of the Post attack. Yeah, I'm with them on that. There should have been a link right there. There should have been a link there before the shooting happened, because again, if you have this guy as a confidential informant and you don't know what's happening with his immediate family, then you're doing it wrong, in my humble opinion. I'm speaking from the outside looking in. If you know better than me, if you are current law enforcement, former law enforcement, FBI, whatever, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But I'll get back to the article. The defense lawyers also accused the government of violating Salman's rights to due process and a fair trial. The lawyers added, moreover, the defense questioning of the government's witnesses has also been hindered by the government's actions. During cross-examination of Salman Mateen, she denied any knowledge of relationship between Seddique Mateen and the FBI. This was either false and the government knew it, since Seddique Mateen had been working with the FBI for 11 years, or Seddique Mateen had kept information from his wife, a situation ripe for cross-examination. Salman's lawyers, who denied she had anything to do with the attack, started presenting their case Monday. The government prosecutors rested Thursday without ever calling Seddique to the stand, despite him being on the witness list, according to the Orlando Sentinel. Now, why didn't they call him? That should be the person you call, the number one guy you call, because this guy had been involved with supporting Hillary Clinton openly, not hiding, been on camera, been with her, well, not necessarily with her, but had been seen in a picture right behind her at a rally after the Post nightclub shooting. He had been working with the FBI, so this should be a guy you definitely put on the witness stand. Why was he not there? That's definitely a question that should be asked. In opening statements, defense attorney Linda Moreno said Salman was a person with a low IQ who did not know, quote, she would wake up a widow and Omar Mateen a martyr for a cause she didn't support. Now, I don't know if that's true or false, so we're going to see about that. We're definitely going to see the whole, how that really plays out. In a November 2016 interview with the New York Times, Salman apologized for her husband's act and claimed she was unaware of his plan. Quote, I don't condone what he has done, she told the newspaper. I am very sorry for what has happened. He has hurt a lot of people. The Orlando Sentinel added closing arguments could start Wednesday and the verdict could come by the end of the week. FBI agents arrested Salman in January 2017 inside her California home, where she had been living with her young son, whom she shared with Mateen. Months earlier, at the height of the 2016 presidential election cycle, Seddique was spotted cheering on Hillary Clinton and waving an American flag at an Orlando area rally where she paid tribute to the victims of his son's rampage and condemned his hatred. Now, that is the video. If you see it on the very far left of the screen, you see Hillary Clinton in her orange jumpsuit, pantsuit, mouse suit, whatever it is she has on. And you see highlighted right there in the corner, Seddique Mateen. I'll place a picture of that blown up right here on the screen before you, so you're able to see it live and direct and in full color. This was after the massacre, and this guy has been seen supporting Hillary Clinton before. In my eyes, that's a conflict of interest, because how are you going to be an FBI informant trying to work secretly, but yet you're involved with politics publicly? It seems kind of weird. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm just saying, just from my own personal opinion, that's what I think about it. Mateen's presence right behind Clinton was first noticed by WPTV in Florida. The TV station later interviewed Mateen, who held up a large yellow pro-Clinton banner calling her good for national security and gun control laws. And we saw that at the very beginning of the clip. Though Mateen claimed he had been invited to the Kissimmee, Florida rally outside of Orlando, he also suggested the invitation may have come in the form of a mass email. Yeah, I doubt that they're going to invite the father of the shooter, who is the reason why the rally was happening to begin with, okay, to be against the shooter. So it wouldn't make any sense for them to say, hey, you know, I know you're the dad of the shooter. You want to come to the rally condemning your son? That doesn't make any sense. The rally was a 3,000 person open door event for the public. A campaign official told Fox News this individual wasn't invited as a guest, and the campaign was unaware of his attendance until after the event. Mateen was quoted as saying that, quote, it's a Democratic party so everybody can join, unquote. He also called Clinton good for the United States versus Donald Trump. As for his son's actions, he said he wishes his son had joined the army and fought ISIS. That would be much better. Wow. Okay. Are you surprised at this, really? As I close, I want to say this. I'm not really surprised at all. This guy, Seddique Mateen, Omar Mateen's father, had been spotted at the Hillary Clinton rally after the whole situation was over, after the shooting. So I'm like, okay, something's fishy here. We're probably going to hear more from it. And then here we are, FBI informant for about 11 years, almost 11 years. And the question that I have still stands. How did the FBI not see any kind of signs of Omar, Seddique Mateen's son, engaging in some kind of terrorism? Was there no signs? Did nobody see what was going on? Maybe there were warning signs, but they were ignored. Maybe they knew what was going on, but they had information from Seddique Mateen that was more valuable, or at least they thought it was at the time. I think it probably would have been more valuable to get information on your informant's son that killed 50 people in a club versus just random stuff that Seddique Mateen was giving you. But I don't have too much more to say. What say you? Do you think that the situation was predictable? Do you think that the FBI did this intentionally? I don't think that's the case. I think they're just incompetent at the leadership position, which is why you have guys getting fired left and right, or there's threatening of firing people left and right, because obviously something's wrong with the organization. I mean, 2 mass shootings that, in my opinion, could have been stopped. At least one of them definitely could have been prevented. At least there could have been something done. There was nothing done. I'm not saying that the FBI could have totally just stopped it. You can't do a minority report type thing and just lock somebody up for a future crime. But what you can do is try to intervene and stop it from happening. You had at least 1 warning about Nikolas Cruz, if not 2. Then you had almost 40 incidents of police being called to Nikolas Cruz's home before he went on a mass shooting. He talked about doing a mass shooting on the internet. His classmates knew he would do something. Everybody knew it was not a secret, but yet there was nothing done. And this guy, Omar Mateen, I did not hear about him doing anything that was public about the mass shooting. However, there should have been something that was seen by the FBI, because they were in contact with his dad for almost 11 years. So that's pretty much all I got to say about it. What say you? Do you think that Omar Mateen, who is the guy right here, the shooter, do you think he knew about his father being, a confidential informant for the FBI? Do you think his wife knew? If not, how did she not know? Maybe she couldn't speak English. I don't know what's going on. Maybe she didn't know what he was doing. Maybe he was not, at the FBI every day. How about Omar Mateen's wife? Do you think that she knew what was going on and she aided and abetted? whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.